Well, it's we'll be back from me to you, and for those that did start with us, of course, and those joining in at this particular moment, this is Man Means Business. My name is Joran Paul Sonko, yours truly, to follow you, rather to keep you up to speed with the details regarding business. And well, besides that, if you are to follow up on other details regarding our stories, you can like, comment, and share on our YouTube channel on Smart24 TV as well, and hit that subscription, very important. And you can also add us up on our socials. It is on Twitter and Facebook and at Smart24 TV as well. And then we can try it as much as we can to discuss business and also broaden the gap of the business news and business headlines across the country. Besides that, let's look at the agricultural sector of Uganda, as farmers have been urged to embrace the use of technology in order to register required yields, as innovation in the industry stands a solution to address some of the challenges farmers are facing in Uganda. As if you look across Uganda, the majority of the population depends on agriculture as the main source of income and livelihood, and there is an increasing interest in agricultural investment for improving agricultural productivity and rural incomes. The sector contributes to over 70% of the employment sector in Uganda, and sources since childhood refer to agriculture as the backbone of our economy. How true is that? Well, beyond that, the farmers have been urged to embrace the use of technology. Andrew Barije reports.
Across Uganda, majority of the population depend on agriculture as the main source of livelihood, and there is an increasing interest in agriculture investment for improving agriculture productivity and rural incomes. The sector contributes to over 70% of employment. Technology has greatly contributed to fostering sustainable improvements in the agriculture industry, which has resulted in social media and economic transformation in the different societies. In the past decade, many African countries have been responded to the rising demand for innovation in the agribusiness by increasing capacities of the potential farmers to be able to scale them. Jeremiah Mwanja, an agriculture tech expert, emphasizes the possible benefits acquired when the local population adapts the use of technology in the agri-industry.
Mostly, the technology has helped us to increase our export outside Uganda, because you see technology, what it brings quantity and quality. And mostly, when you handle your farm in a modern way, automatically the results will be good, of quality. Because you can have an acre, if you handle well an acre, you can get more that you can eat and sell out. So mostly the technology has helped people to make sure that they earn some income through producing quality and quantity. A farmer who is directly connected to the buyer earns more, and that is when he applies these modern technologies of farming that we preach everywhere we go, and we are making sure that this improves farming in this.
Uganda is endowed with a number of different agri-technologies, that is hardware setting and software. The industry routinely uses sophisticated technologies such as tractors, GPS trackers, and many more. These systems provide room for the agribusiness to be more profitable, efficient, safer, and more environmentally friendly, as Mwanja further explains.
Mostly in Uganda, I will talk about the hardware bit, because the software, they haven't adopted it. Someone who wants to understand what is the difference between the hardware bit and the software bit. The hardware bit, we are talking about real machinery, or the modern way of farming using the machineries, the agricultural machineries. Then when you talk about the software bit, we talk about the systems to manage the farm. So a software bit needs a hardware so that the software bit can be good to go. Mostly when we talk about the hardware, mostly we refer to the agricultural machineries used in a farm.
As part of efforts to promote innovations in enterprise development and business incubation, the World Bank Group, in partnership with the Ministry of Agriculture, Animal Industry and Fisheries and the Korea World Bank Partnership Facility, organized a disruptive agriculture technology challenge expo in Kampala, Uganda, which commenced on the 18th to 19th of November 2019. This was aimed to bring together innovators and intersect solutions that address some of the challenges faced by the farmers in Uganda. Agriculture technology has been in place despite the limited reception by the local population, largely attributed to ignorance. Mwanja says there is a gradual pickup influenced by the changing seasons.
No, it has been around. The only challenge that we have with people here, it is about learning. We have a challenge that most our grandparents who did the agriculture a long time, most of them have tried to move with the changing environment, the changing technology. Others are hesitant to use those technologies. But the good thing is that it is not the first time to come. It has not just come, it has been around. The only challenge is that people never knew what it brings, what is the advantage. Yeah, the truth is people are really coping up. Because you see, seasons have changed. You also know. So if seasons change, what happens? You have to board you have to board the way how things are being done. So most people have come to embrace this technology, and I'm telling you, that is why you see government is allocating a lot of money in the agriculture.
Agriculture technology has been in place despite the limited reception by the local population, as most of them prefer using their ordinary format, the traditional way of doing agriculture, because they believe it is more effective and in the long run has no effect on the crops or even the soil. But however, with the advancement in technology, when you look at countries like Holland, Germany, Japan and China, who have effectively been using technology in the agricultural sector, it can show you that introduction of technology in agriculture can boost better yield, can also help in the effective running of that particular industry and that particular sector of agriculture. Well, furthermore, if you're to look at that, following up on the situations, is that technology has greatly contributed in following sustainable improvements in the agriculture industry, which has resulted into social, economic and economic transformation in the different societies. If you look at in the past decade, many African societies have responded to the rising demand for innovation in the agribusiness by increasing capacities of the potential farmers to be able to skill them up and try to adopt the latest skills that come up and the latest innovations that come up. With technology, you need to be informed and you need to be ably ready to adapt instantly, because the world is changing in a direction whereby such a generation and in the era that we are in, we are supposed to adapt very fast. You're supposed to be versatile in the way you do your things, and with the different technologies that come up, you need to know and check out the updates on the technology, also update it as well. And also with agriculture, look at countries that use a number of agricultural tools that are more advanced tractors, more advanced use of, let's say, watering cans and all those. Those are some of the things that people need to also look for, more so here in Uganda, to see that we can push and boost the agricultural sector. Technology plays a pivotal role in this generation, more so with the COVID-19. Countries are looking and turning their eyes to technology as a way to see their economies recover. And better yet, with Uganda having agriculture as its backbone, we can still hook up with the different technology or different innovations in the sector to see that we enable our farmers achieve what we would want to gain in the long run from the agricultural sector. Besides that, following up on more of the business reports coming up here on Smart Means Business, let's now build it up with the commodity prices, as Ugandans are now on tension over the high increasing prices. Further yet, most of them do not know when these prices will decline or decrease. They are not sure about it. In the 2021-2022 financial year, the government of Uganda increased many taxes, amongst which fuel. The tax on petrol was increased from 1,200 shillings per litre to 1,350 shillings per litre, and then that of diesel from 880 shillings to 1,030 shillings per litre. This showed some increase in the fuel prices, but again, just recently, when the fuel trucks were on strike on the borders, this created the truck drivers of the fuel trucks were on strike at the border, and then this created crisis of fuel in the country. This since then saw commodity prices hiking by 20% on items such as cooking oil, sugar, a bar of soap, and other commodities used at home on the daily when you look at the basic needs. But what the Ugandans are responding to regards from the Yoga's house shows that some of the Ugandans are not really happy because they believe these prices are either way going to affect them in the long run, and the others are not making profits as they used to make. Well, the others are not sure of when these prices will decline. Let's have the details of this report.
Ugandans are in a shock over hiked commodity prices that has seen items like soap, sugar, oil and others that are used at home on a daily basis to be expensive. This has been brought by the hiked fuel prices that was increased by government on taxes. The tax on petrol was increased from 1,200 shillings per litre to 1,350 shillings per litre, and that of diesel from 880 shillings per litre to 1,030 shillings per litre, reflecting a markup of 150 shillings per litre on either items. Then the recent delayed trucks at the border, where we saw a massive increase of fuel, has caused all the hiked commodity prices, as Honorable Geoffrey Macho tells Smart 24 TV.
Almost everything is expensive to capacity that there is a complaint and outcry from our people in Uganda. I believe this is coming due to the high cost of fuel, because when fuel raises, everything raises, because it determines the purchase, the purchasing supply market of everything. Therefore, that's why today in Parliament we are very appreciative that when we brought up to this matter, the Speaker directed the Minister for Energy, who has disappeared, should come on floor of Parliament on Tuesday and give a statement, because first month, second month, third month, the price of fuel has stuck at 5,000, but there have not been any political voice on this matter.
Local people have started feeling the pressure of these hiked commodities, because they are wondering how soap that was at 3,500 shillings, now at 5,000 shillings to 6,000 shillings a bar. Oil that was at 2,500 shillings, now at 7,000 to 9,000 shillings a litre. This has left them in a dilemma, because it makes them increase too, yet their customers don't have money either.
batukendeerezeeko basooke bakendeeze ebbeeyi y'amafuta kubanga buli kimu bw'ogenda ku dduuka ogula sukaali wa 14.
I am asking the government to check on the prices of commodities, more so for fuel, since almost every trader says that the reason for the hike is because of the rising fuel prices. Look at sugar and soap. This clearly shows you that the low-income earner is continuously going to suffer. Milk is very expensive, and people who can't afford the milk are running away from supporting our businesses. But unfortunately, our husbands are running away from responsibilities. We are the breadwinners at home.
wefiiriza kubanga gyagamba bwe naasigala ewaka nja kujya ki naye otuuse ku mulimu abanywedde caayi nabo bagamba lindamu bakoze tebafunye tebabasasudde okitegeera nga nabo bagamba lindamu.
However, Honorable Dennis Oneka, Member of Parliament of Kitgum, in his view says that this situation is caused by the market-free economy, has allowed traders and retailers to name their prices without regulating them.
On the issues of escalation on prices of most of the commodities in the country, the biggest challenge we have goes back on the basis of free market economy. Free market economy that allows sellers to name their prices the way they wish is a big challenge. When you look at the same things happening with the fuel crisis, now the border has been opened, trucks are coming on board, but still in other places you realize that prices are instead increasing. That's a big challenge.
With all that is going on in the country, local people have raised their concerns and have urged government to intervene. Unfortunately, these people don't have hope on when these prices will go down and everything goes back to normal.
Tubadde tusaba batukendeereza ku mafuta ffe abakyayi ab'obuugi tuli bubi ku kintu kya sukaali.
If you are to analyze, you realize that the fuel prices have affected the rising prices of other commodities. And for people like us, who need sugar to sell porridge and tea, it's very difficult to make profit.
Kitukeeza ffe abakazi okukola kubanga bamu twasigala kwefaako kye twasigalira.
Amafuta galinyisiza buli kimu n'ogenda okutuuka okugula sabbuni gw'obadde ogula 3,000 nga bakugamba ali mu 5 5 kakaaga n'ogenda okugula sukaali.
When you go to buy sugar or soap or even transport, everyone only refers to the fuel prices that are high, and so we are not sure when the prices will drop.
2,10 bakugamba 3,500 ku nnya bakugamba kimu mafuta. Kati tetumanyi kikigenda mu maaso, tetumanyi teri alisuwa nti bintu bigenda ku kaddi oba ddi. Kubanga ffe nga ffe omuntu wa wansi tojja kumanya nti oba amafuta gasse oba gakyali waggulu. Kuba buli omu gy'asigala kugamba kimu amafuta buli kimu kirinnya lw'amafuta.
The economy is projected to grow by 3.5 to 3.8% in the financial year 2021-2022 and 5.5 to 6% in the financial year 2022-2023 before increasing to 6.5 to 7.5% in the medium term, 2 to 3 years ahead, according to the Bank of Uganda, driven by the ongoing vaccinations and easing of restrictions.
Abu Isa. And when you look at the economy, which is, like I said, projected to grow by 3.5 to 3.8% in the financial year 2021-2022, ending June 30th this very year, and 5.6 to 6% in financial year 2022 to 2023, before increasing to 6.5 to 7.5 in the medium term of 2 to 3 years ahead to maybe hopefully 2025 to 2026 fiscal year. And according to the Bank of Uganda, this is driven by the ongoing vaccinations and the easing of the restrictions. Have you got your jab yet? If at all you haven't, please do. And with all the ongoing situations, some of the Ugandans cannot make any profits as of that. If you're to look at the trader community, most of them say that with the ongoing prices that are hiking, whenever they go out there to seek for a bargaining power, the people or the dealers claim that these prices have only been hiked due to the fuel prices that are also on a high. So once the fuel prices are on a high or are on the rise, this is where we draw the comparison to say that, hey, it is quite evident as to why these people are still yearning for the government to trigger a way to see that these prices can reduce instantly, as it will affect, well, among us the key notes that I picked out of the Honorable Right Minister, the Right Honorable Prime Minister of Uganda, Robina Nabanja during the reopening of the MV Pamba at the shores of Lake Victoria at the Luzira Pier, Port Bell, at the Port Bell Pier, Luzira. She also mentioned that they are going to be working hand in hand with authorities to track down these fuel dealers who have apparently deliberately hiked these fuel prices to utilize the opportunity, because there were traders at the border, so they utilized the opportunity to hike the prices, claiming that they didn't have fuel in stock. And according to sources coming in from the government, it is said that the fuel dealers had the fuel with them, but had just decided to hike these prices. Well, with that aside, and trying to build on the situations regarding the same matter, here is what we shall do. Let's do this. We take a break, and after it, we continue keeping you with more details regarding business. Stick around.